Heated exchange at SLPP exco meeting. Iranda gets punched to the gut. Will Sirisena's revelation cause a diplomatic row? Ex-CID big shot to top NPP position. Ajith yearns for a Sinhala Buddhist leader. Wijayadasa, Patali and Susil in contention.
The leader, දේශයට මග කියන ප්‍රවෘත්ති පෙළගැස්ම.
Heated exchange at SLPP exco meeting. Iranda gets punched to the gut. The SLPP, which is a property of the Rajapaksas, decided at its executive committee meeting to appoint Mahinda's eldest son Namal, the Crown Prince, as its national organiser. The meeting took place Wednesday afternoon at Mahinda's official residence at Wijayarama Mawatha. The position remained vacant since the SLPP held its national convention in December 2023. Basil, who was the national organiser, had left for his home in the US. With his arrival just days ago, he was asked by his loyalists to accept the position again. He replied that he had no intention of accepting positions again, although he would assist in the party's development. With his suggestion to appoint a young person, Namal was appointed as the national organiser, said General Secretary Sagara Kariyawasam. Social media is full of comments ridiculing the move, asking if Namal was the only young, talented leader in the party. Some ask if the SLPP is a Rajapaksa property. Without a question, that's the case. All the positions are held by them or their henchmen. Anyway, things heated up once the exco meeting ended. As members were departing, Gotabaya's advisor Iranda Ginigai took a jab at Minister Kanchana Wijasekara. Ginigai is reported to have referred to him as like Ranil's children. Getting into a temper, Kanchana was involved in a heated exchange with Ginigai and even threw a jab on the gut. Others separated the two before things went any further, but sources at Nelum Mawatha say Ginigai now works for both Basil and Namal. He had planned the Sathjana Rala project to promote Namal. Mahinda told Basil during a meeting via Zoom that time was ripe for Namal to take reins of leadership. Back then, Sanath Nishantha had proposed Dasabala Sena and had launched it from Anamaduwa. Anyway, Namal's latest appointment was kept a secret from ministers. Even the likes of Prasanna, Kanchana and Mahindananda were unaware of the move. Kanchana was late for the exco meeting and has not taken a liking to Namal being appointed as the national organiser. However, the fact that a majority of the SLPP lending their support to President Ranil has been worrying the Rajapaksas for some time. In the meantime, the exco decided that all should refrain from commenting on a presidential candidate until the party takes a final decision. Further, the party got a disciplinary panel, headed by President's Counsel Razik Zaruk and W. Dayaratne. That seems like a move to keep Prasanna, Kanchana, Mahindananada and the like silent. Also, it could be taken as an indirect warning to Ranil. But analysts say it is too late now, because most in the party have decided that Ranil should be their choice of candidate. Will Sirisena's revelation cause a diplomatic row? Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his BJP are tipped to win the Lok Sabha elections starting next month. Parallel to that, India seems interested in keeping economic and political relations with Sri Lanka. According to diplomatic sources, Wickramasinghe and Modi have agreed to work together in economic and defence matters in the coming months. National Security Advisor Sagala Ratnayaka is in New Delhi as Ranil's emissary to discuss in that regard. But all of a sudden, ex-President Maithripala Sirisena came out with an earth-shattering claim. Analysts view his statement to the CID that he knew the identities of the masterminds behind the Easter Sunday attack could lead to an international crisis. The statement has come as quite a surprise for the Attorney General's Department. Still kept a secret, its content being made public is becoming worrisome. Why did Sirisena come up with such a revelation with both India and Sri Lanka on the throes of national elections? Who is behind it? America, China, or Russia? Sirisena's last foreign trip was to America with his close associate Sajinvas Gunawardena. Some say Sajin, the State Minister of Foreign Affairs in the Rajapaksa regime, is a pawn of America. While in America, Sirisena spoke about running for president again, and soon after his return home, he tried to form an alliance with that in mind. But it came to a grinding halt after Nimal Lanza found the real motive behind it and started avoiding him. Some say Sirisena's claim is a conspiracy and that he was trapped in it by Sajin. On the same day he went to the CID, Sajin met the US ambassador at a restaurant in Colombo 7. Sajin and his family had lunch with Ambassador Chung. Whatever is said about it, it is most unlikely that he will even utter a word against India because his family lives there. Everything is in a mess. That has been so for a long time now. National elections make that mess more and more difficult to tackle. Ex-CID big shot to top MPP position. Anura Kumara Dissanayake concluded his Canada visit and returned on Wednesday. During the stay, he spoke at a number of seminars attended by expatriate Sri Lankans in that country. Now the NPP plans to hold youth conferences at district level. Also, a forum of retired senior policemen is to be formed in May. A former senior officer at the CID is tipped to head that forum. At a meeting in Canada, AKD said CID investigators who probed the Easter Sunday attacks have retired and are now with his party. In the meantime, several mainstream media institutions have changed their stand on the NPP and have declared war against it. Although Dilith Jayawira's TV Dharana and Aruna newspaper had been attacking AKD and MPP, other media were supportive of the MPP. Now that has changed, and the party and their leaders are even targeted in jokes. Political talk show host Chamuditha Samarawikrama says Handuneti, the finance minister, will address Peter Brewer, the IMF's senior mission chief to Sri Lanka, as Machan Peter, I am Sunil. A social media campaign, too, is on against the JVP. Reports say Minister Prasanna Ranatunga is heading the main campaign against the NPP at an office down Malalasakara Mawatha. Lanza too is in the game likewise. They are headquartered at Rajagiriya. Ajith is not lagging behind. He has contracted a young MP to attack the JVP, and that one is going to open an office for his social media team. So, the common enemy of all seems to be the JVP-led NPP. But AKD says it is a victory for them that all traitors are now in one camp against him. All this long, the JVP never had those with dissenting views. It only had comrades in its party and traitors in all others. That has not changed. But they still lead in grassroots politics. Ajith yearns for a Sinhala Buddhist leader, Vijayadasa, Patali and Susil in contention. AKD now goes temple worshipping as a means of addressing the Sinhala Buddhist vote base. As usual, Ajith vows to safeguard the unitary state at the cost of the North and the East, but none of them understands that the Sinhala Buddhist voters do not need any symbol other than the Rajapaksas. The above was said by political analyst Kusal Pereira. Ajith is now giving prominence to Buddhist work and visits temples almost daily like Mahinda and Namaldu. At a meeting with SJB seniors, he was told that they badly missed Sarath Fonseca and that they should get either Vijayadasa or Patali to their side. General Secretary Madhuma Bandara said he could get Patali to join, and all agreed to that in one voice. As promised, he took Patali to the opposition leader's office at the parliamentary complex. The secret talks were cordial and nothing more is known. But it got leaked with Madhuma Bandara being the suspect. He fears Patali will become the premier. Even Patali says that he will not decline if he is offered the presidential candidature by a proposed alliance. Forming it with the intention of rebuilding the country is underway, he says. Ajith thinks of appointing a Sinhala Buddhist leader as the SJB organiser for Maharagama. Could it be either Vijayadasa, Patali or Susil?